We all want them to be big, but what exactly should we be doing to achieve this? I have struggled to grow my arms in the beginning, but eventually I cracked the code to getting optimal growth, and I am going to share 4 tips that I have used to move my arms from 8 inches to 14 inches without a pump. Tip number 1. Understanding the anatomy of the arm. The arm consists of 2 major muscle groups, triceps and biceps. These then break down further into 3 heads for each. I'll get into that in a second. The tricep has 3 heads, the long head, the lateral head, and the medial head. The bicep has 2 heads, ideally, the short head and the long head. But the brachialis is a part of the bicep that needs as much work as the long head and the short head, hence why I consider it a head on its own. Now, with knowing the anatomy of the arm, we can move on to tip number 2, which is never to dedicate a whole day for just arms. When you do compound exercises, your arms are indirectly worked to a heavy extent. Therefore, a whole day for arms is not necessary. Bench press incorporates the triceps a lot. Pull-ups and deadlifts incorporates the bicep a lot. If you do these exercises and then you dedicate a whole gym session to just training your arms, you will risk overtraining, and this will negatively impact your arms in getting growth. Tip number 3, progressive overload. I've went over this in a video before, and I cannot express how important progressive overload is. Each session, you should be aiming to increase your reps once you target the total rep range for what you're doing. If you're doing hypertrophy, the maximum you should be going to is 12. If you're doing strength training, the maximum is 6. Once you hit these, you should be changing the weight. If you have limited weights to use time over tension. Increase how long you're doing the reps to increase the tension. And now last but not least, tip number 4. Find what works for you. There are multiple exercises out there targeting the same exact head of the tricep or bicep, but you need to find what exercises works best for you and creates a great mind-muscle connection. So my advice to you is to go out there, work, play around with whatever routine it is, whatever exercises you want to try, experiment. Once you find the one you feel more connection with the muscle, then implement that into your program. And in accordance with your mind-muscle connection, ensure that you're at least doing 1 exercise per head. And yes, this still includes an exercise for your brachialis, as it's to me it's considered a head for your bicep. Now, with those tips, you'll be able to go out and get the most out of your workouts and blow up those arms. If you're a beginner and you're trying to gain size overall, do check out the previous video for tips on that. And otherwise, go ahead and subscribe, share, and thanks for watching.